Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we've got our first look at the mighty Yamato. So, without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown, right? So, first of all, it's the Yamato. Very good looking ship. Very massive ship. Lots of amazing secondaries. 3 turrets, 2 in the front, 1 in the rear, each 18 inches. It's absolutely ridiculous. So 9 18-inch guns. She's a good looking ship. And she looks kind of familiar, doesn't she? Other than the fact that it's a little larger, but it looks very, very familiar in layout. Doesn't it? Anyway, now that the little formalities of going around the ship are in order, let's take a look at the commander. Commander is Takeo Takagi. We've got Andrew Cunningham and Charles Madden as our 2 inspirations, because you don't really need any extra penetration on the Yamato, okay? 18-inch guns will penetrate. Enough said. We've got flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, reaching out, though you could probably swap that with this if you want, and will to rebuild. Notice that I do not have him fully upgraded. I could get him to level 15 if I really wanted to, and then I could take him up. Actually, I will end up taking him up now, because I had 3 personal commendations, so, you know, that's how she's set up. Now, let's look at her stats. We go to upgrades and loadouts. We've got aiming systems. We've got damage control rather than propulsion. Getting fire duration and flooding duration reduced, because you are going to take a lot of damage in this thing. You've got a huge health pole, but everybody will be shooting you if you get spotted. Just a heads up. Propulsion mod, not really needed. It's a slow ship. Steering gears, you could go here, but honestly, being able to take the extra damage is worth it. Whoops. Then we've got the only thing we can get, target acquisition, and then, of course, main battery mod 1, or mod 3. You can get secondary batteries, but most of the time, you're not going to let people get close enough to use secondaries. So, main battery reloading 12% faster is absolutely insane, because the reload on this thing is absolutely insane. Are you guys ready? 97,200 hit points. From anywhere from 16 to 650 millimeters thick. Good lord. Artillery, 460 millimeter guns. 3x3 is your configuration. Firing range is 20 kilometers. 20. That's almost Iowa. Iowa had a better fire control system and better guns. The Yamato's 18-inch guns may have been bigger, but they weren't as good as the Iowa's, as far as they were rushed. So there were some imperfections in the barrel and all. There's a documentary about the Yamato if you guys want to look it up. Maybe I'll find the link and I'll leave it in the description. Who knows? AA, very good. Insanely good. But, of course, we don't have to worry about that. Maximum speed, 25 knots. Isn't that bad when you consider the size of this thing. Rudder shift time is horrendous. Detectability, horrendous. You're going to get seen. You're going to get shot. That's the way that goes. And the overview. Above average armor thickness, greater resistance of all forms of armor penetration. True. Superior HE damage. True. Big guns. This ship is armed with high caliber main battery guns. You think. It's the largest guns in the game currently. It's the only tier 10 that came to console. But we've all been looking forward to it. Now, the HE shell damage, you have a 35% chance to set on fire, which I believe is the exact same as the Iowa's. And the maximum HE shell damage is 7,300, which is pretty good. AP shell damage, 16,000. This is like getting hit by a torpedo every time. It's not preferable. But that's only when you get Citadel. And you do not want to get Citadel by this thing. Ask any of the other ones. I've got several matches already played in this thing. I say several. It's what, 5 is the maximum you can get per day. So, just the thing. But, without further ado, let's get to the gameplay, shall we? Alrighty now. We are going to get right into it. Now, this is my very first match in the Yamato, and we are in the Epicenter game mode. This is the new game mode they are testing out with Yamato. This is straight from PC. We are on the open ocean. There are 4 Yamatos per side, and all hell is about to break loose. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing. But that being said, I'm still going to have a pretty incredible game, and we're going to get out here and make things happen. Now, the first thing that I will say about the Yamato is, even in the matches where I ended up against Tier 7s, this thing didn't feel like it was that powerful, like that overwhelmingly powerful. Sure, it has giant guns. Absolutely can decimate you if you give it the opportunity. But if you play well against it, especially if torpedoes get near it, it will obliterate it gets obliterated by torpedoes. But most people seem to be standoffish, which is, expected, and they tend to try to burn you down, and they do really well with that sort of thing. It's got a giant deck. It also is very surprisingly easy when you're in a Yamato to citadel another Yamato. And you'll see this, like I said, this is my very first match in this thing, and you'll see quite a few nasty salvos. But I gotta say, when this thing fires its guns, oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, first time I fired my guns, I almost had an accident. It was pretty sexy, I'm not gonna lie. And then just look out over everybody else. Now, I put the black camo on this thing because, honestly, it just felt right. There's very few ships that I think look good in black, and Yamato is one of them. This thing looks pretty freaking sexy. Now, the first thing I will say is that it does look an awful lot like an Iowa. People can say what they want, but it has that exact silhouette. The guns are bigger. The placement is identical. As far as 2 guns up front, they're 3-gun turrets, and it even has the same sort of shape of the bow. The problem with the Yamato is, when going up against other Yamatos, it is surprisingly fragile. And people don't know that yet. They think this thing is just going to steamroll everything, and that's not the way it works. I was pretty timid in the match that I was in, and ended up getting torped to death eventually, because my cruisers decided they wanted to play at the edge of the map and, play fire starters and not actually kill the 2 destroyers that were in very close proximity to me, and I had no way to defend myself from them. But I still did pretty well in that match. I think I ended up with over 170,000 damage in that match. So you're going to see a few matches in the Yamato in the coming days, and this one, I just wanted to get out here because A, it's a new game mode, B, it's an incredible match, and C, it's Yamatos everywhere you look. Speaking of which, wait for it. Ooh, that's high explosive. What am I doing? I got so excited that, oh god, he fired back. We get a nasty hit. By the way, the high explosive of these things are ridiculous. Owie. Oh god, they spawned him to my left. Guys, mistakes have been made. What do I do? Now, the problem that most people have when they get into these situations is they freak out. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of freak out a little bit here and there, depending on how badly I've put myself in a bad position. But I know that, as long as I do make changes to who I'm giving the weak side of my ship to, then I can be okay. And I'm decently angled to everybody, but there's just a lot of firepower looking at me at the moment. I've got 3 Yamatos firing at me. This is not where you want to find yourself if you're, the first person into the circle. But again, this was my first time, and look at that, 21,000 damage salvo. And speaking of which, they are slowly but surely taking away my health from that left side. But we want to try to focus the Yamato that's over on my weak side first. Try to get him off the board. And for whatever reason, the guys that are to my left that were hitting me this entire time just stopped shooting at me. I don't know why, but I appreciate it. And unfortunately, there is a second Yamato off to my far right, which means I need to make a decision and pray to God that they don't see me. So we're trying to get the first Yamato down as far as we can, and it is very, very easy to pin this thing at any sort of angle when you're in the Yamato. When I was in my Iowa, I was struggling a little bit, but I was still getting good damage against the Yamato with just normal battleship versus battleship tactics, such as when they're bow tanking, aiming high, getting superstructures down through the deck, that sort of thing. I haven't had any trouble doing damage against Yamatos. Whether I'm in my Iowa or whether I'm in my Alabama, whether I'm in my, Yamato, it's not a difficult ship to damage because it is so big and it's not fast, but it's got a sneaky fast reload. The reload on this thing, I believe, is 24 seconds, which is pretty incredible. Actually, it looked like I had it even lower. It might have been 21, 22 seconds. Okay, there's the 24. I saw the 24 that time. But you're going to see real soon just how... we're already at 73,000 damage, and we've only damaged the one ship, really. So, we're doing everything we're supposed to do, which is do as much damage as possible before you die. And we also had started trying to get the center capped, but unfortunately we were not able to complete that because everybody's right here slugging it out. And this is a lot of fun. I hope they introduce this match, or this map in game mode. Or just this map. I would love to just have this map in general. Hey, this would be a lot of fun for a normal match. But watch these next couple shots. Now, I aim at the bow. He's drifting slightly forward, and I get two citadels right through. If you look at the ship, just like the Iowa, it's real skinny up front, and then it bows out really wide. And that allows you to get some nasty penetrations right through that armor. You can see right kind of where the camo is right there. You can see where I'm kind of aiming here. Now, he's starting to reverse a little bit here, so I aim a little further back, and... yep, another citadel. It's almost not fair, guys. But then I'm like, yeah, I've kind of out-citadeled him. The guy on my right is still not firing at me, so I don't have to worry about him so much. And then I noticed the other guy is angled exactly the same as this guy was, and he ain't moving. So I go for center mass, and watch this. Okay, 15,000 damage. I got you, didn't I? You thought he was going to get deleted? I got you. You know that I like to do stuff like that. So, it's one of those things that I really do enjoy doing. And down goes their second Yamato. We have yet to lose it. Never mind. We have lost our first Yamato. And look at this guy. He's starting to move forward. We aim for center of mass. Well, ahead of center of mass. And... pow! 3 citadels. He gone. Down he goes. No coming back from that. And that just shows you the deletion ability of the Yamato. And just like that, we're at 207,000 damage done in a 4v4. See, I told you it's easier to get a high damage game on PC. We don't even have like a full 12 versus 12 at tier 10 and I'm already over 200,000 damage. It's so much easier. But, alas, our fun inevitably has to come to an end. There's only one ship left and there are 3 people shooting at him. He's not long for this world. And so, one salvo after another, we just chip away at him. He can only last for so long. And this shot comes in at a nasty angle and almost finishes him. Are we going to get the kill? Come on, Spartan, you can do it. Aim further to the left. There you go. And... shot out. Wait for it. Really? Darn it. Oh, he's still alive. No, never mind. He just fired his main guns. Oh, he's still alive. We got a chance. Come on, Spartan. Steal the kill. Steal. Oh, God. The other guy fired. Come on. We get the shot off. He lived. He lived. Are we gonna? And yes, we do. 225,000 damage done. Not bad. 6 Citadel hits, 3 of them in 1 salvo, and a deletion on a Yamato. And I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a fantastic year. And as always, I will see you in the next video.